All right, let's talk about buying a car. If you're even thinking about it right now, you know the market feels, well, a little wild. It's easy to feel overwhelmed. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise. Just think of this as a friend-to-friend guide to help you navigate this whole thing and actually drive off the lot happy.
So does this sound like you? Maybe you really need a new car, or maybe you just want one. Either way, you're probably wondering how in the world you're supposed to get a good deal without, getting taken for a ride.
And yeah, you've got every reason to be concerned. I mean, just look at this number. According to Experian, this was the average amount financed for a vehicle in late 2024. Let that sink in for a second. That is a huge financial commitment. So yeah, the stakes are high, but don't you worry, that's exactly why we're going to get you prepared.
Okay, so first things first, we need to understand the battlefield. Why on earth are prices so high right now? It's actually not as complicated as you might think.
It really just boils down to classic supply and demand. You've got lingering supply chain issues, a little bit of inflation, and suddenly you have this perfect storm for sky-high prices. When everybody wants something that's really hard to get, the price just naturally shoots up.
And this slide, well, this tells a really interesting story. See the bar on the left? That's about 1 million new cars available across the country. Now look at the bar on the right for used cars. It's more than double. This simple chart shows you exactly where the options are and, maybe where the better deals are hiding. Okay, so we know the market's tough. So how do we fight back? It all starts way before you're thinking about colors or features. It starts with your financial game plan. This, right here, is how you take back control. And honestly, this is the single most important thing to get. Preparation isn't just a nice idea, it is your biggest advantage. Walking into a dealership prepared is like sitting down at a poker table with a winning hand. So what's your first move? Get pre-approved for a loan before you shop. Seriously, don't just walk in and take whatever financing the dealership offers. Shop around online. Compare different lenders. And like the expert Brian Moody recommends, definitely talk to your local bank or credit union. Locking in a rate beforehand gives you a solid budget and a massive negotiation tool. And this is key. When a salesperson asks what you're looking for as a monthly payment, don't answer. You negotiate the total price of the car based on what you already know you can afford.
Now here's a classic mistake that trips so many people up. They only budget for the car payment itself, but you've got to think about the total cost of ownership. That means factoring in insurance, regular maintenance, oil changes, new tires down the road, plus annual registration and fees. Forgetting about this stuff can turn a car that seems affordable into a real financial headache every month. All right, with your finances locked in, it's time to bring out your secret weapon, the internet. The most important part of your car shopping journey shouldn't be happening on a hot asphalt lot. It should be happening right from your couch.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Brian Moody, an editor over at AutoTrader, says it perfectly. The days of just wandering aimlessly around a car dealership are long gone. Smart buyers do their homework first.
And this is a perfect example of why that online research is so powerful. You're not just comparing the sticker price. Two dealers could have the exact same car, but maybe one is offering 0% financing, while the other is throwing in 2 years of free maintenance. Which one is the better deal for you? You can only figure that out if you compare them online first.
Okay, here's a crucial pro tip. Before you even think about visiting a dealership, check their website to make sure the car you researched is actually on the lot. Because if it's not, a salesperson might try to pressure you into a different, maybe more expensive car that you haven't researched at all. Checking first helps you avoid that classic sales trap.
Okay, so you've done your financial prep, you've done your online homework, you know your budget, you've got a few options in mind. Now you're facing the big question. Should you buy a new car, a used one, or maybe even think about leasing? Look, a new car is fantastic. You get all the latest tech, that new car smell, you can make it exactly what you want. But it comes with that record high price. A used car, on the other hand, is almost always a much better deal financially. And hey, remember that inventory chart? There are twice as many used cars to choose from, which gives you way more bargaining power. But wait, there is a third option. If your heart is really set on a new car, but the price just makes you cringe, you might want to consider a short-term lease. As Brian Moody suggests, it can be a really smart way to get into the car you want for a more affordable monthly price. And by the time your lease is up in a couple of years, the market will probably look totally different. And just to really drive this point home, listen to Brian Moody one more time. When it comes to finding a great deal in the market we have today, the consensus is pretty clear. The real value is sitting on the used car lot. We've covered a ton of ground here. The market, your finances, the research, your options. So let's just boil it all down to the one thing you absolutely have to remember through all of this.
So if you walk away with just one thing, let it be this. Every single step we've talked about, getting pre-approved, researching online, comparing deals, it all comes down to preparation. That preparation is what completely flips the power dynamic. It puts you in the driver's seat of the negotiation, long before you ever get behind the wheel of the car.
You now have the playbook for buying a car, even in this crazy market. The power is in your hands. So, the only question left is, what's the very first step you're going to take? Thanks for watching.